and at third base, Randy Wesley.
We're struggling with the internet here today. Good afternoon, ISC fastball fans, and welcome back to JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. That's the gate to get you inside to the 2026 ISC World Tournament. I'm Blair Sedford, and joining me today is Aaron Durant. It's a glorious day here in Chippewa-the-Thames First Nations territory. We've got JB taking on the Kegel Black Knights, and here's the batting order for the visiting. Alexis Ayan will be leading things off. He'll be followed by Ismail Pena and then Manuel Godoy, the top three for JB. Defensively for the Kegel Black Knights as we are underway, and a foul ball off the mask of both guys behind the plate, I think. Certainly got a bite out of Tyler Booley. He's got the bucket up over the head, and he'll get reset with a little shake, and hopefully he's okay. But defensively, Tom Check, Logan Boom, Frank Kimlinger left to right across the outfield. Taylor Damon, Sam Neiman, Mike Lewis, Jeff Lewis. It's Zach Pierce on the board, and Tyler Booley behind the plate for the team from Fargo, North Dakota, Kegel Black Knights. Pierce bends back. Alexis Ayan.
Well, we've had lots of good games today already, Blair. Hopefully this follows through with the next one.
We have had two 1-0 ball games in the ISC elimination bracket. What a couple of starters here for us. Georgian Bay Giants, they locked up with the Sandlot Merchants, the number 7 and the number 16 teams in the rankings. Sandlot would score an unearned run in the 5th, and that was it. Eric Chaparro, his first complete game victory of the tournament, and they eliminate the Georgian Bay Giants. And Aaron, sorry to say, Brad Pender, your spouse, eliminated. He made a great running grab out there in left field today, but Georgian Bay on the short side of a 1-0.
Oh, there we go.
High
That's a hot
and
spot.
deep and gone. Alexis Ayan gets into it and gives JB a 1-0 lead. Wow, was that a deep fly ball.
That was a no-doubter right off the beginning here. First batter of the game with a home run. And this is a deep ball diamond here. I've been here all week watching my husband, Brad Pender, play with the Georgian Bay Giants, and you know, there's been a lot of balls hit deep that don't quite make it out of this park, but that was a no-doubter all the way off the bat.
Out over the bleachers, a rocket from Alexis Ayan, and quickly JB right out in front. And we had a quick conversation with Bob Berger before the game. He was just waiting for the coaches meeting, standing out here in front of us. We're right adjacent to their dugout on the first base side, and he said, I hope we can score early and often. Well,
here we
hot
go.
Shot, but right out to the right fielder, Frank Kimlinger, getting on top of that one. Aaron, the fence is here, 260 down the lines, 270 to straightaway center field, so average roughly 265, but you add a 12-foot fence on top of that. It is a shot to get it out here on both of these diamonds at JDT First Energy. Manuel Godoy to the plate. One of the leading hitters over the last 10, 12 years in the ISC is Manuel Godoy. He has been Mr. Consistent, played with Circle Tap over the years.
That's right.
Some others, and typically in the top 10 in for a strike.
You didn't like that one, but here we go.
0-2 to Manuel Godoy. Zach Pierce trying to settle back in after a home run and then a hot shot off the bat of Ismail Pena. And that just misses off the corner. Pierce will throw the rise ball. He's got a good change. The drop is probably his third pitch. Works quickly. There's the rise, and that's punch fouled on the left side. And just over our third base camera position.
Remind me what country Godoy's from, Blair?
He is from Argentina.
That's right.
Little two-hopper down to Jeff Lewis, and he'll step on the bag for the second out of the inning. And I'm sure Zach Pierce will be just fine with a multi-hopper on the infield as opposed to a couple of rockets that started the game. Juan Villavazo to the dish. We'll see Juan's brother Lenny a little bit later this evening with the Hill United Chiefs. Those two matched up earlier in the week on Tuesday. Hill United won the game, but I'm pretty sure that Juan got a couple of ground ball outs on his brother, at least one of them during the game.
Well, that's important.
The inter-family battle, almost as important as who wins the game.
Softball really is a family affair. I've noticed just watching the ball this week how many brothers there are and father-son teams there are. And, you know, I always thought that was a Canada thing, but it's nice to see that that tradition extends internationally as well.
Oh, that is absolutely a global affair. In fact, no better example than the team on the field, the Kegel Black Knights. Jeff Lewis at first, Mike Lewis at second. Their father, John, is the coach. He'll be in the third base coach's box when they come to the plate. And a swing and a miss here by Juan Villavazo. But a leadoff home run by Alexis Ayan. And JB jump out in front, 1-0 in the top of the first. We'll go to the home half with Kegel Black Knights set to come to the plate.
For JB in the top of the first, there was one run on one hit and one left down base.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop.
Nobody left down base.
Live Well for Life is just that. A fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast.
Here's the lineup for the Kegel Black Knights as they come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. Frank Kimlinger, Tom Check, then Jeff Lewis, Tyler Damon. If you've been with us all week, you probably know this one by heart. Tyler Booley, Sam Neiman, then Mike Lewis, BJ Gullick in the 8th spot, and Logan Boom batting 9th for the Kegel Black Knights. Defensively for JB, Alexis Ayan, Cesar Rodriguez, Manuel Godoy. And then at short, Ismael Pena at second, Juan Villavazo up the middle. On the corners, Junior Flores, Edwin Diaz. It's Max Montero on the board today for JB. Tewera Bishop behind the plate. Do not test the arm of Tewera Bishop. You run at your peril on this big Kiwi behind the plate. Aaron, this is the third starting pitcher in 3 games for JB. Pitterona got the start on Tuesday against the Hill United Chiefs. On Wednesday, it was Brad Kilpatrick, and it's Max Montero's turn today.
Not many teams have the option to go with 3 different pitchers this late in the tournament.
Well, it's an interesting choice. If you go back earlier in the week, Max had a couple of innings, but he has been a mainstay for this JB squad now for a couple of years. First pitch swinging, or second rather, Kimlinger. And a nice defensive play over there by the shortstop, Ismael Pena. Aaron, if you watched the Hill game with JB the other night, you saw how solid to spectacular this JB team can be on defense. Some real good glove work all the way around the infield and into the outfield as well. Cesar Rodriguez in the center. Alexis Ayan made a great diving grab out in left field the other night, and it was at the time a run saver.
It's one thing I've noticed watching the ball in the last few years is how amazing the infield defense has become as more and more players come from international teams and have very good fundamentals. You know, I watched mostly the Georgian Bay Giants this year because of where my husband played, and they had great defense from their shortstop who's from Japan. But all of these teams seem to really have upped their game on their infield defense.
Well, count yourself privileged to have watched Ryuji Okawa up close and personal this year. He is amongst the very top shortstops in the game. I still think Cole Evans of the Gremlins from New Zealand is at the top of that list, but boy, Ryuji is right there. The catch that he made on Sunday off the bat of Blake Hunter, I know I'm talking about it as nauseum for those who have been with us throughout the week, but I'm still marveling at that play in my memory banks.
Yeah, I'm a bit less shocked at that play because that's just his regular day at the ball diamond. It's pretty crazy. You know, I grew up watching a lot of baseball, and he reminds me defensively in terms of his technique as a Major League Baseball shortstop.
Yeah, he really does have all the fundamental skills.
Oh,
and
that's
that
a good
one
hit.
gets past a diving Ismail Pena. You know you've done something to get it through the JB defense. Tom Check continues to bang out hits here for the Kegel Black Knights. They've had themselves a whale of a tournament. Started with a 4-0 win over the Pegasus Redmen, 7-3 over JDT, and that put JDT into the loser bracket early. And if you were just with us, you know that JDT just lost 1-0 in extra innings in the elimination bracket. So they are finished here at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. A walk-off home run by Denny Benson in the bottom of the 9th inning. For the Kegel Black Knights, they then went on to a 3-1 loss to the Northeast Drillers, but they rebounded with a 7-0 win yesterday over the Kingston Axemen, and that propelled them into this matchup here with JB.
So we have Jeff Lewis here up to bat. He's, I imagine, the brother of Mike Lewis, who's going to be up a bit later.
Yep, the part of that Lewis family. That's their dad, John, down in the third base coach's box.
Is John a ball player too?
I think he probably was back in the day.
Chuck's taking a half-decent jump out there at second. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
Little tap in the chest from Max Montero. That pitch missing high. 3-0 here to Jeff Lewis. Sorry, make that 3-1. On the infield, Pena, sidearm across, check. Never retreated back to the bag. He just froze, Aaron. That's really good base running.
Yep.
He saw that Pena was going to have to go over to his right and was not going to have time to throw to get him back to the base. Waited till the ball was out of the hand and then broke for third. Good base running by Tom Check. You just see him in the corner of your frame. He was still, but not moving backwards.
Yeah, he was in the perfect position to keep running as soon as that throw was made.
So pair of ground outs by the Kegel Black Knights, but Tom Check out in scoring position and and I mean just getting back to the bag. I mentioned don't run on Tewera Bishop. Don't stray too far from your base either, because this guy doesn't have a gun behind the plate. He has a cannon.
And Check really recognized that right after the dive back. I don't know if you would have seen it on the screen, but he pointed at the catcher as if to say, "Good on you."
Yeah, he just did it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will keep you close to your base. In for a strike to Tyler Damon. Tyler having a good tournament. Kegel looking to get into a game with Oh, swing and a miss here. No, he managed to hold up. They checked, and no, said Frankie Billingsley down at third base. Our umpire crew today, Aaron, is John Hand from Illinois, Mike Morrissey out of Peterborough, Ontario, Frankie Billingsley out of, I believe, Ajax or Durham, Oshawa, somewhere in that eastern part of the GTA. That is fouled off at the plate. Let's call it just the Greater Toronto area. How about that?
Yeah, I recognize 2 of the 3 umpires from back when I played in the women's side. It's nice to see Frankie here. She's a great umpire and has been for years. And I know this is the first year you've had any women umpires at the ISC, and they seem to me to be holding their own.
Oh, more than holding their own. Frankie and Laura McMillan from Penticton, British Columbia, are 2 umpires who not only have earned their way here, they're in the upper echelon of the blue crew here, and pleased to have them.
Now,
So Damon works a walk and runners on the corners for Tyler Booley, the catcher for the Kegel Black Knights. And maybe with Nick Mullins pending retirement from the USA national team, Tyler, who was in their junior program a decade ago or so, I'm sure Coach Ron Hackett from the Northeast Drillers, who doubles as the manager of the U.S. men's national team, I'm sure looking at Tyler Booley as a potential replacement for Nick Mullins.
We have first and third here. Typically you would try to see some action, but we have a really good catcher at home plate, so I don't think Damon's likely to go far.
And that gets past a sprawling Edwin Diaz at first. Kegel Black Knights tie up the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Booley with an RBI single. So both these teams, Aaron, brought their hitting shoes today.
Yeah, and compared to earlier in the day, we haven't had much hitting. It's been very much a pitcher-dominating performance on the first couple of games here on Diamond One today, with some 1-0 games and not too many hits, but both teams here have started off pretty hot.
Well, we've got a combined total of just as many runs here in the first inning as the last 2 games combined. Upstairs from Montero, and still runners on the corners. Jeff Lewis back out running for Tyler Booley on the 2-out catcher replacement rule. It's not a substitution, it is just a replacement runner. In for a strike to Sam Neiman at the dish. Sam batting .273 on the week, 3 for 11, all singles. Has an RBI here this week and a run scored.
Took a healthy hack at that one, went straight back behind, which usually means you just missed it.
Just misses off the outside corner. A good take by Sam Neiman.
Montero took a deep look at the umpire on that one, didn't like the call.
John Hand has a small strike zone. I'll tell you right now, he has a small strike zone, but it is consistent and one of the very best behind the plate.
Yeah, and consistency is what you want, Blair, as long as it's the same for both teams.
If you're going to call a shoebox, call a shoebox. If you are going to call a closet or a phone booth, call it, but just stay with it. What your zone is, establish it early and stay with it. That's John Hand to a T. He's got a consistent strike zone, but it is small, and that's John Hand. He is a great umpire.
Oof.
This brushes back Sam Neiman down to both knees, trying to get out of the way of that inside pitch from Max Montero. 27 pitches and counting for Montero here in the inning.
It's a little bit warm here today, not as hot and humid as it has been, but it's still tough weather to be playing ball in.
Montero comes in with strike 3. He gets Neiman looking. The Black Knights tie it up through 1 complete. We're tied at 1 We'll go to the second inning. JB coming back to the plate. It's early. This one looks like a little different from the other two, and that's just fine.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Leading out the top of the second for JB will be the catcher, number 35, Laura Bishop.
Tawera Bishop will lead things off for JB here in top of the second inning. Tawera drills the first pitch right back up the middle for a single.
Well, already this game, Blair, we have a lot more hitting than we've had in the first two games today. So,
combined, yeah.
Yeah, this will be a nice show, I hope.
We had a classic last night. It was a really entertaining ball game, 7-6 in 8 innings. The Bear Creek Express beating the Toronto Batmen, and then Toronto today with a nail biter, a 1-0 walk-off. Sandlot stays alive in the elimination bracket with a 1-0 win over your, I won't bring it up anymore, but
It's
over
okay.
your Georgian Bay Giants.
It's okay. They did well this week. You know, they weren't expected to do as well as I think as they did, but they had some great pitching and some timely hitting that did them well.
I talked to an unnamed player who shall stay unnamed, and I just said, hey, that was a tough one today. And he looked at me, he said, Blair, I would rather we lost like that than finish second again in ISC 2.
That's
not
right.
that, and it's not anything about ISC 2, it's that Georgian Bay has finished second in ISC 2 for the last 3 years. They finished in the upper half this year. It's a good week. They're playing on Thursday at the ISC World Tournament. A lot of teams can't say that. So it's Edwin Diaz at the plate. He's moved down a couple of spots in the order, has Diaz. This one skipped in from Pierce.
We're not seeing a very big jump off first base from Bishop.
No, he will not be straying far from the base. Tawera, not a stolen base threat. It's a high hopper, but he fouled down the right side into the fence.
So I recognize the pitcher, Zach Pierce. He's a Canadian from the Saskatchewan area, and I've recognized him from many appearances at the Canadian National Championships.
Diaz laces this one out to center. Coming across to get that is Logan
That's a
Boone.
great throw.
Oh, boy. What a daring play there by Tawera Bishop. And I wonder if he caught Logan Boom off guard. That ball got out to Boom in a hurry, but never breaking stride was Bishop. Look at how quickly he turns the corner. Now, that throw is there in plenty of time, but it gets away from Tyler Damon at third, and a break, I think, here, Aaron, for JB. He was going to be out.
Oh, for sure. That was a great throw by the center fielder. He had excellent mechanics as he circled that ball to make a hard throw to third base, and really it was just a dirty hop on the third baseman that got away from him. But good base running by Bishop to push the...
Well, and this one goes right through the wickets on Booley and ricochets so hard off that padded backstop that it actually comes back out in front of the plate. I think a bit of stroke of luck there for Tawera Bishop. He was going to be DOA there at third.
Oh, for sure.
But he got the uniform dirty, that's for sure. Very quickly, you got some action down in the bullpen, too, as Lucas Galarza gets up for the Kegel Black Knights.
We have 2 runners in scoring position here early in the second inning.
Yeah, Bishop did not move on that wild pitch / pass ball, but Diaz up to second on the play. Junior Flores for JB, an opportunity to put the yellow team back out in front. And he's going to do that. Line shot. Nice catch out in center by Boom. And Bishop, a base running mistake, I think. He was off with the crack of the bat, had to go back to the base. Did not tag.
He did. You know, credit to the center fielder, though. He not only made a good catch, he turned and threw that in really quick and really strong. But I think if Bishop had tagged and went right away, he definitely would have had a chance.
I was watching the play out in center field with Logan Boom. I honestly thought, and perhaps Bishop did as well, that ball might get over his head. But he tracked it down, and maybe Bishop, not sure how far down the line he was, but they may have just left a run on the table there. Pittarona, designated player today, threw, I thought, Aaron, an outstanding game at Hill United on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I watched that entire game back from our hotel room. We had finished up the games for the day, and I know Pittarona a bit because he played with the Niagara Snappers many years ago with my husband, and back then he was sort of the third string pitcher, and he was in the game mostly as a hitter. But I was very impressed with how well he threw against Hill and how well he's been doing this whole tournament.
Yeah, I just talked to Pitta for 10 minutes or so pre-game. Got engaged a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to go over to say congratulations. He reminded me, because I said yesterday 6'5", 6'6". It's actually 6'7". He's a tall guy. You crane your neck talking to Pitta. High hopper.
Nice
What a play over there by Damon to go up in the air to get that. I would have thought that was going to get over him. He got some altitude on that one and saves a run over to first to get Pittarona.
And that's not an easy play. That ball got out to him pretty quick, and to be able to get up like that was a decent play.
Yeah, that's a reaction play at third.
Yeah.
You're simply reacting on instinct. So trying to dodge a bullet here are the Kegel Black Knights. Cesar Rodriguez to the plate, the 9 batter for JB. In for a strike. A line shot to center field, snared by Logan Boom, and then a real nice play by Tyler Damon to get Pittarona. So the defense helping out Zach Pierce. On the ground, and it gets past Jeff Lewis. Pittarona scores. Here comes Diaz. He'll score standing up as well. And a break here for JB as that ball handcuffs Jeff Lewis, and it squirts down the line, and a pair of runs in for JB. Rodriguez gets into it, and Lewis just can't get it.
You know, Lewis did the best he could on that ball. That was hit fairly hard. I know it was slowed down there on the replay in slow motion, but he got a glove on it, but unfortunately wasn't able to keep it in the infield, and 2 runs have scored.
Alexis Ian, who homered on, I think, the second pitch of the game, Aaron, if I remember way back in the top of the first, making his second batting appearance here.
Compared to some of these other JB hitters, this guy looks a lot smaller, but he certainly has the home run power.
And that tips off the glove of Damon, going first to third, and Ian speeds up to second. Boy, the breaks are just not going Kegel's way right now. They had 2 outstanding defensive plays for the first 2 outs, and now one gets away from Lewis. This one just tips off the glove of Damon right there, and tips it past
batting,
Sam
the
Neiman.
shortstop, number 25.
Those are the ones that
Now,
just drives you
Danielle.
crazy as a pitcher because you make a good pitch and it's a ground ball to the infield and it's really not the infielder's fault either. You know, they made a pretty good move for the ball. You get a bad bounce and next thing you know, you've got 3 runs in.
Yeah, you've got 2 runners in scoring position, and Ismail Pena, who hit a rocket out to Kimlinger and right, his first at bat.
Pierce continues to work quickly here.
Now, that's always been a trademark of Zach, and I have always admired him for it.
I also enjoy the pitchers that keep the game moving.
The pace of play. Good change up there from Zach Pierce. Talked off the top that is one of his pitches, one of his two best pitches, the rise and the change. There's the change again. That's fouled off at a play. And a nice catch by a fan, and he manages to get it over the screen too, and right back to Pierce. So,
you know, I know in this game a lot of attention is given to the rise ball and the drop ball, but a lot of the best pitchers in this game throw an incredible changeup, and to change the speeds is always the most difficult part as a hitter, especially when they throw so fast. Blair, you have to be ready constantly, and if you can slow one down.
Short right field. Kimlinger on the run will make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning, but JB grabbed the lead back, and they'll take a 3-1 lead into the home half of the 2nd. It's all about changing the speeds. Aaron, the changeup, who's got some of the best ones? Marco Diaz,
Yep.
Jack Besgrove.
For sure.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field.
Top of the second.
Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Leading off, bottom of the 2nd, 4th, Eagle Rock Knights will be in second baseman, number 7, Mike Lewis.
Mike Lewis, 7 batter. BJ Golick, Logan Boom for Kegel, 7, 8, 9, the bottom of the Black Knights order. Mike Lewis had a home run yesterday in the game against the Kingston Axemen. A nice friendly chat with Mike the other day. Had his newborn with him. He's got the family here. Aaron, we always talked about, earlier talked about the family atmosphere. And like I said, that embodies this Kegel Black Knights team as it does many others.
This whole tournament has actually been pretty nice for families, Blair. They've had a bouncy castle set up. They've got an ice cream truck. I know a lot of my friends that are here with their husbands have appreciated all the activities that are around for the kids. And there's tons of kids around watching the ball, playing ball on the sidelines. It's been nice to see.
Yeah, I saw a couple of young kids out running bases after the game the other night. Nobody was out after the game last night because actually it was this morning when it ended. In tight to Lewis, but a strike right on the edge of the zone.
For those of you who haven't been able to come out and watch this tournament in person, I think it's been one of my favorite ISCs in a while. It's a brand new facility.
That one will get through the 5.5 hole on the left side, and Mike Lewis aboard with a base hit. Hands up, anybody who thinks this one's going to end 3-1?
I don't think so. This one's
Nope.
shaping up to be a bit of a hitter's ball game
Now it does.
compared to what we saw earlier in the day.
Yeah, this looks a lot like last night's ball game, actually, that ended 7-6 rather than those 1-0 ones. Merits on both sides. Fans love runs. Fans love pitching duels. BJ Gullick. I ran into BJ at the food truck about 2.5 hours ago. And I said, hey, what are you having here? He said, I'm just having the small order, don't worry. I said, well, yeah, because you got to run the bases here this afternoon.
You didn't have the same problem, eh, Blair? You could eat whatever you want.
Well, no, I'm not supposed to do that either, so don't tell my wife what I had for lunch today. My base running days are long behind me. Is Brad going to retire again until next spring?
Yeah, probably.
A
That's a nice
bunt
bunt.
here by Gullick, barehanded by Montero, and they get BJ Gullick by about a step at first. Had to play that barehanded. Aaron, he was not going to get him if he picked that up with the glove and had to transfer. Good play by Montero.
Yeah, that was a really good bunt. And one thing I have not seen this week, Blair, is too many bunts. I've seen a few attempted bunts or, drag bunt situations, but obviously the women's game where I come from has a whole lot more bunting and slapping than the men's game. But when you have a hot pitcher in particular, laying those bunts down can be really helpful.
Are you related to Joe Todd in any way, shape, or form?
No, but we both like bunting. We both like the bunting.
And Peter Labardius and I will always talk about bunting being the lost art in this game. There are select guys who can do it very well. BJ Gullick just put on a clinic as to how it can be done. It is tough because in a 17-0 ball game, if you're the Bear Creek Gremlins, you're not bunting in any way, shape, or form. They didn't bunt yesterday in that 2-0 game. I thought there was a situation there where they might have at one point. I'm not a huge bunter either, for what it's worth. Not that I'm coaching anymore either, but it is, when called upon, it's a necessary skill to have.
And sometimes when you see those pitchers going out and striking out 18, 19 guys and no one's coming close, you have to wonder, why not try to put it down? You're going to.
Exactly. What do you got to lose?
What do you got to lose, right? But we've got Boom back up.
Logan Boom, 9-batter for Kegel Black Knights. He's had a couple of key hits here as Kegel have been progressing their way through the tournament. They've been able to get offense, not here, but they have been able to get offense up and down the lineup. But Frank Himlinger in particular, he was our player of the day after his 3-for-3 performance yesterday against Kingston. Aaron hit what might be still one of the longest home runs of the week to straightaway right field yesterday, 307 feet as measured by Luciano's flight scope.
I've mostly been watching on this stream rather than being here broadcasting, and I must say Luciano and Softball Premier TV have done a great job all week with the quality of the broadcast, and I really enjoy personally having the speed of the pitches and the distance of the home runs. Every year they do a better and better job, and it's just great to be able to have them as part of the sport.
So when you're looking from the center field camera, and we'll point that out in a second when we get back to it, that device right there that is right in behind home plate just above the JDT sign, the red and white device, that's the flight scope. And every game before we get started, they finish the drag and everything in the chalk line. It measures from the pitching board and then scans the entire field. And that is how it's measuring how far the hits go and everything else. Pena up and over to first base for Diaz, and that will get us out of the inning. Kegel Black Knights, strand one, and we'll go to the top of the third with JB up by 2.
For Kegel, Near the bottom of the second.
Welcome to Mont Hill
No
Golf
runs
and Country
on one
Club.
net,
With our
no
beautiful
one
27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Now pitching for Kegel. Number 50 is Lucas Galarza.
Early. New pitcher.
Who's this?
So new pitcher for the Kegel Black Knights, number 58, Lucas Galarza, and this is early. Zach Pierce typically goes 5, and then they go to Galarza for the last 2. That's been the modus operandi for Kegel here this week, but only 2 for Pierce. First pitch swinging, and well, good boy, and that's going to fall out of play on the far side of the fence. But yeah, Galarza is in early. Interesting.
Yeah, only the second time through the lineup, although we're in the heart of it.
Manuel Godoy, Juan Villavazo, and Teruel Bishop for JB. Godoy grounded out to Jeff Lewis at first, and then Villavazo down on strikes, but Bishop had a solid base hit. All of that against Zach Pierce. And to the screen.
So tell me a bit about this pitcher, Blair. What does he throw?
Well, he's got a decent rise. I'll be honest, the first time I've seen Lucas Galarza in person, Aaron, was this week. He did some pitching for the Midland Explorers at the Ashland tournament. It'll pop up on the infield. Mike Lewis calls for that. Godoy just hasn't really been able to get untracked here. But we'll change speeds a little bit, move the ball up and down. I don't think his changeup, at least from what I've seen, Aaron, or what I recollect, is quite as effective as Pierce. But he's been really only called to go through, like I said, 2 innings. So he's really only facing batters for 1 time in a game. Having to get through this JB order twice, or maybe even more, over the next 5 innings, that's going to be an order here for young Mr. Galarza. 78. I mean, he's got pace.
Yeah. Just missed that one a little bit high.
Juan Villavazo was down on strikes to end the first. Big cut here, but comes up empty. This one's going to ricochet along the concrete embankment. There's the blue crash pads that are anchored to this concrete backstop. And then the screen above that goes up 20 feet, and it is very tight. The bounce effect is alive and real off the screen. There, you see it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not your usual chain link fence behind. It's sort of a stretchy mesh.
Yeah, the
backstop.
Photographers are much happier with that rather than all the iron that you get with the chain link fence.
For sure. It's a good view for the fans, too. I've watched a few games from behind, and you get a really nice view of the whole field.
Yeah, very fan-friendly is what I'm struggling to say. Swing and a miss here by Villavazo. Very fan-friendly.
If you're anywhere close to southwestern Ontario, it would be worth driving out to check out this brand new ballpark here. It's really well done. Lots of things to do, lots of stuff for kids, lots of food.
To Hopper, down to Damon. He'll come across the easy throw to Jeff Lewis for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Tewera Bishop, who really got the uniform dirty with that head-first slide into third. Somebody's going to have a tied challenge with that one after the game.
Yeah, and I think some of the ball players don't bother washing their uniform till the tournament's over. So depending how this one goes, it might take another couple days until that gets washed.
Yikes. That was not me. Never was. I was superstitious about a lot of things, but not that. Chases this one up and in on the hands, and Mike Lewis will get a couple of pop-ups of this inning, sandwiched around a ground ball. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Lucas Galarza. That was something that was missing for the Fargo Kegel Black Knights here in the first two. We'll go to the home half. The Knights trailing by 2 into the bottom of the third. Stay with us here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf.
Tom Check, who singled and then scored in the first to temporarily tie the game for the Kegel Black Knights, will lead things off here. Bottom of the third inning, Max Montero back out on the board for JB. Tom Check, Jeff Lewis, Tyler Damon, 2, 3, 4 in the order for the Kegel Black Knights. Aaron Durant has joined us this afternoon. Aaron, much appreciated, filling in for Joe Todd, who is off scouting the ISC 2 tournament. Number of games in ISC 2 today as they get down to the short end of that tournament as well. Pegwas Redmond, 6-2 winners over St. Thomas, knocking out the Elgins. Townsend Tide knocked out the Delisle Diamond Dogs 5-2. In what I believe was the ISC 2 winner bracket final, Pueblo Bandits 3-2 winners over the Waterdown Hammer. Currently, Chippewa Chiefs are up on the Pegwas Redmond 2-0. And later tonight, Townsend Tide will take on the Toronto U23 Batmen. We'll have the ISC 2 championship game here at 4 p.m.
Lots of very strong teams in the ISC 2 side. It's been a pretty deep tournament all around, Blair. You know, I've been noticing, you know, basically from everyone ranked 20 up has been pretty strong. A lot of them ended up on the ISC 2 side, and it's really going to be tough over there to see who's going to win it. Many of those teams could have done well here on the ISC 1s.
And they did. They had everybody, of course, starts in the ISC World Tournament as down goes Tom Check on strikes. Everybody starts in the ISC World Tournament, and depending on where you lose in the bracket, we got to make sure everybody gets at least 4 games total. So there used to be an anomaly in the way that the schedule would work sometimes, and between ISC and ISC2, people were going 1 and 2. If you didn't drop down to ISC2 at the right time, you could go 1 and 2 in the World Tournament and be done.
That's right, yeah.
And is that a great experience? Well, I don't know. We didn't have a good answer for that, but we did know that we got multiple concerns expressed to us that, hey, we paid all this money to come to the World Tournament, and we got 3 games. Line shot off the bat of Jeff Lewis. Hammered out to right field. Solid single for the 3-batter for Kegel. So working with Rich Haldane and others, the schedule was adjusted, and now everybody, whether you get through the World Tournament and into ISC2 or not, everybody will play between the World Tournament or ISC2. So Bob Berger comes out, gets the ball from Max Montero. We'll take a break as JB make a pitching change. Here comes Pitterona.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis, 3-peats.
Here comes the throw to the plate. 2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Melbourne has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Finally, it's out on the first, and the United Chiefs back.
And this one is over as Matt Palazzo will end it in style. And start spreading the news, Joe Todd. It's New York, ISC World Champions back-to-back.
And this one is raced out to right, way back, and it's caught. Nico Carrillo catches it on the fence. The Hill United Chiefs are world champions.
Called strike 3, your ISC World Champions, the Kitchener Holman Twins. Trying to put it away is Jack Besgrove. The New York Gremlins are world champions. High in the air, Diavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain.
That is a chance. My goodness. This game is over.
Well, we actually made it all the way to the end of our championship reel. Normally we cut off somewhere in the middle of 23 or 24, but we made it all the way to the end. Here's Pitterona in to face Tyler Damon. Max Montero goes 2 1/3. He gives up the hit to Jeff Lewis. So, Aaron, he works through the batting order once plus the top 3. And short leash, yeah, maybe, but that might be the game plan is to, that eats up Juan Villavazo. Jeff Lewis is going to go coast to coast. The throw comes into second base. What a hard line drive shot right in front of Juan Villavazo. Tries to throw out the glove on the backhand, but the exit velocity here pretty impressive off the bat of Tyler Damon, and just eats up Villavazo on the hop.
Yeah, you can't really blame Villavazo there. You know, that one went off the bat so fast, and we had some good base running there going first to third.
So runners on the corners, 1 down. Tyler Booley at the plate. Pitterona misses upstairs to Booley. The thing with tall guys like Marco Diaz, like Pitterona, it looks so effortless as they come off the board.
Yeah.
Some guys, it's like, you know, living and dying with every pitch, but Pitta's throwing high 70s, and he just looks like it's effortless coming off the board.
Yeah, I noticed that when watching Diaz the other night. You don't see a whole lot of extra movement before the pitch, and he's just straight at the batter, and Rona throws very much the same way. Doesn't look like he's using a lot of energy with every pitch.
It's very efficient. Is Pitta-Rona, is Marco Diaz. Boulay, the RBI single in the first. Fouls this one off here at the plate.
We have another first and third situation here, but Damon's been remaining pretty close to first base.
Well, again, I know everybody does advanced scouting. Everybody here is well aware the arm strength of Tewera Bishop behind the plate.
Bully, come on, Bully. 5.
Right back to the screen and just squeaks through.
Pitta-Rona is just towering over the rest of this infield.
Well, yeah, Junior Flores and Edwin Diaz are both big guys, too, but Pitta-Rona is a giant out there. Three and two, full count to Tyler Boulay. And swing and a miss. Good rise ball from Pitta-Rona. Started that one at the letters and able to elevate that to the eyes. Gets Boulay to chase. Second out of the inning.
Number 4, Sam Lehman.
Get dirty, boys. Yeah.
Rona called upon to try and protect this 2-run lead that JB currently enjoying. Runners on the corners, 2 down. And Sam Neiman to the dish. Went down on strikes to end the first and trying to avoid a similar fate here in the third for the Kegel Black Knights.
For those just joining us, we've had a lot of balls in play. Both hits and good defensive plays. Fewer strikeouts in some of the earlier games today, which really were pitchers' duels. We're looking more at a hitter's game this game, but both pitchers are still keeping things tight here. 3-1 game.
Rona on in relief of starter Max Montero, who goes 2 1/3. The book not yet quite closed on Montero. Jeff Lewis at third still belongs to Max. And there's the change up. They're going to ask, and yes, he did, says Mike Morrissey out at first base. Just threw the bat out at it, and that's gathered up by Juan Villavazo for the third out of the inning. Kegel Black Knights will strand 2. Pitta-Rona comes on and gets 2 outs and ends the third. JB will come back up in the top of the fourth inning, looking to add to this 2-run lead. A good one here. This one has settled down a little bit, Aaron.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the middle innings here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC network.
1.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Leading off the top of the fourth for JV will be the first baseman, number 24, Erwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz singled, scored in the second when JB plated 2 to build this lead. Lucas Galarza is on in relief of Zach Pierce, so we're on to pitcher number 4 with Pitarona coming on here. Short leashes on both sides. This is an elimination game. You win, you stay in. You lose, you go home.
Yeah, you have to throw everything you can at this game. Both teams already have 5 hits each.
Up and into Diaz. Hey, you can't afford to get behind. 2 is manageable. That's bloop and blast territory. Kegel has scored some runs in bunches here a couple of times this week. So is JB. They rebounded from that no-hitter at the hands of Marco Diaz and the Hill United Chiefs on Tuesday and piled up 8 runs yesterday. In for a strike to Diaz. Oh, he unloaded on that and it just fouled it straight back to the screen.
I think this is my first time seeing Galarza pitch in person. He's got some pretty good speed.
So he's, like I said, Aaron, I saw him on Softball Premier TV in Ashland with Midland. I had not seen him before that. I don't know how long he's been up here for, if he's been up for the summer. I don't recall his name in any of the scarce write-ups from some of the tournaments that Kegel has played in. Some of those tournaments covered better than others. The Grafmeyer always has scores and results and things.
Yeah.
Some of the other tournaments not quite so much. But Kegel were winners in the Grafmeyer tournament down in Kimberly, Wisconsin in early June, I guess, for that one. Then they went over to Walcott in Iowa. They won there. Played in Bristol, Wisconsin at the Progress Days tournament. They were undefeated and were into the championship game, but due to a delay, they couldn't stay for the championship game because of travel requirements and had to abandon the tournament, but were undefeated there.
Oh.
Again, that eats up Lewis down at first, and Diaz is aboard again on a base hit, an error. I think I got to go error on this one. I know Joe Todd is usually really harsh on the scoring, but Aaron, you're pondering.
Yeah, that's probably an error, although, it's a tough play. That was hit at him really, really hard, but probably an error.
If you ask Jeff Lewis, he'll tell you that's a play
he
should make. Mike Lewis is into it with Mike Morrissey, and I think he's saying that Edwin Diaz did not go back to the white base. Boy, Lewis is really heated. I'm not sure. That's the only thing I can think of right now, because he was pointing down at Diaz in the base. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, it was clearly a fair ball, so it couldn't have been that.
No, it's not that.
It must have been the turn at first base and whether he got back.
Yeah, whether he went to the orange bag or what. Like, once you've stepped on the orange bag, your responsibility, the runner, of course, as you know, you've got to go back to the white bag after that. Hard shot up through the 5.5 hole, 2 consecutive base hits, or at least base runners. Junior Flores with a solid single. He's hit the ball hard twice now. He lined out to Logan Boom in center field his first trip, and JB threatening here on the Kegel Black Knights again in the fourth.
Number 16.
Both of these teams have been hitting the ball hard. Even the outs have been hard outs.
Now Ferreira is out to run for Edwin Diaz. Ferreira, the young player from Argentina was on their U23 team. Did not make the playoff round, Argentina. They finished as the winners in the consolation bracket.
It's funny to look at him and then look at Pittarona, who's up to bat. He's about half the size as Rona.
Well, there's somebody that's even of shorter stature on the JP team. Baez, Randy Baez, we saw him come on last night. He barely came up to Pitta's waist. Reminded me of Patty Brennan and Byron DeMoe. High and deep to right, just to the track. Both runners tagging and advancing 60 feet. Pittarona just missed that one.
Now running at third.
That was not far from a home run by Pittarona. I thought off the bat it was gone for sure, but it
264 here on the stat tracker and just onto the track. We've been told 260 down the lines, 270 in center field, so average that out to 265. Flight scope there said 264 and not quite enough.
Got two runners here in scoring position.
Cesar Rodriguez, he reached on an error at first in the second inning. 2 runs came around on that play. Kind of a similar situation here, Aaron, right now for Rodriguez when he was up in the second inning.
Yeah, and all he really did was hit the ball hard and get it in play.
Sometimes you don't have to hit it out of the park. You just have to hit it where they're not. You won't do it chasing a pitch over your head, though. Fouls this one straight back to the screen, and that one is going to work its way through on the play.
When I first started coming to the ISC tournament about 15 or so years ago, Blair, you know, it was an international event, but now it's really an international event. As we sit here watching the game, I'm almost hearing as much Spanish as I am English amongst the players on the team, and really it's great to see. You really do see the best players in the whole world come to this tournament.
We have 2 players from Africa. We have Oceania covered. We have Europe, North and South America, Asia. We've just got to get Antarctica, and we'll have the entire planet.
It's amazing.
Called strike 3. Cesar Rodriguez caught looking. 2 down in the inning, but that's going to bring up Alexis Ion, and nobody hotter in the JB lineup right now than Alexis. Got this off to an electric start with a leadoff home run in the top of the first. Hard, sharp single in the second. Misses upstairs. Alexis, the brother of Guadalupe, the star shortstop for the JDT First Energy team.
No, I didn't realize that.
See, now this should not be happening, and we need the Blue Crew to be better to stop this kind of delay. And I'm calling them all out because this is not supposed to be happening. That ball needs to come in, go to the catcher, not to the pitcher, and this delay should not have happened.
Generally this week, the pace of play has been okay, I've noticed.
We really stressed this in the manager meeting, including the play that I just drew my ire because we specifically called that out, that we were not to be waiting around for balls to come back into play, that the pitchers were going to be given a ball. If they didn't like that one, they could ask for one different. But when balls did come into play, they would go to the catcher and to the home plate umpire.
Right.
And Aaron, you're like, I know I'm being really petty here about this, but it's 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Before you know it, the games are 2 hours and 25 minutes for a 7-inning ball game.
No, I know.
And that's why, right? It's all the little things that add up. It's having a catcher come out in between innings to warm up the pitcher if Tyler Booley or Tawera Bishop isn't ready, so that we're not standing around waiting.
Yeah.
These are, and in the absence of that, then we got to go make a rule to go have a pitch clock, which nobody here wants.
Yeah. You know, pace of play is important for a lot of things, for the fans watching, both here, but particularly the fans watching online. They like to know when the games are going to start and when they're going to
100%.
stop. And, you know, you can't stop extra innings from happening. That, you know, everyone understands that. But for a 7-inning ball game to go much longer than 2 hours, I think that's something we should all try to stop.
100%. You and I are on exactly the same page. We had a wonderful ball game played here today between Sandlot and the Georgian Bay Giants, an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Not every game, and I get it, not every game is going to be an hour and 35 minutes. That just is foul down the left side. Alexis Ion, he is on it here this afternoon.
Yeah, he is not being fooled by much. He has 2 runners on here. Already has a home run today.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2, home run and a single.
It's a pretty warm day here today, and he has a long sleeve hoodie on underneath his jersey.
Yeah. Well, Ion and Abiardo Penuelas, and there's a couple of other guys from the southern climes for whom this is not hot enough.
No.
They've got the hoodie on underneath the jersey.
Yeah, they heard they were coming to Canada, had to pack their hoodies.
Yeah. We have a quick question here about the count, and going out to just listen in on the sign. So this is not a charged defensive conference here for the defense, because John Hand has gone out here with them, and he's just making sure that we're not talking strategy, we're just talking the change in signs. Otherwise, this becomes a charged defensive conference.
I like that rule too.
Yeah, and again, that's a pace of play rule, because a couple of years ago, there were catchers wearing a path out to the pitching board to go talk strategy every other pitch. And again, that's a pace of play rule to speed up the game. Just got a note here from Jake Bryan. Galarza pitched for the Wabash Vipers, the Wabash Pride for a couple of tourneys, and then got picked up for Kegel for the ISC. And this one is launched to the gap. One hop the fence. Ion is going to come flying around second into third, sliding safe with the triple for Alexis Ion. Drives in 2. Boy, he is not missing a pitch here for JB today. 3 for 3, a home run, a single, and a triple.
Double away from the cycle already from Ion. And I really like that base running there, Blair. He could have easily stopped at second, but right away he knew he was going all the way to third base.
Comes out of the box absolutely flying. No hesitation around first, none around second. He's got the play ahead of him in his sight and makes it into third with the sliding triple. 2 RBIs for Alexis Ion, 5-1 now for JB. 3 RBIs, a run scored for Alexis, and he's not done yet.
And JB is just entering the heart of their order here with Pena, Godoy.
Yeah, Ismael Pena, Manuel Godoy, Juan Villavazo. Next 3 batters for JB.
Saw some nice encouragement there from the third baseman, Damon, just encouraging his pitcher on.
Aaron, the loser of this one, advances tomorrow to the winner of this one. I just want to be really clear. The winner of this one advances tomorrow and will play the loser of the Gremlins Express game tonight.
Pena draws a walk there.
Now batting, the right fielder number 52, Manuel Godoy.
We have first and third now with 2 out.
Manuel Godoy to the plate, and the wheels wobbling just a little bit here for Lucas Galarza, just upstairs.
You make it this far in the tournament, and every team you're going to face is going to be filled with hitters. And it's certainly becoming a little bit of a hitter's game.
Well, don't tell Jack or Marco that. Between the two of them, they've given up 1 hit
It's amazing
so far this tournament. Something else that we will keep an eye on tonight in the Hill United game coming up. Marco Diaz is 2 innings away from Adam Folkard's record of most consecutive no-hit innings. 2013, Adam Folkard, 19 2/3 innings of consecutive no-hit ball. Right now, Marco Diaz stands at 18 no-hit innings. He gets through the Drillers' order twice with no hits. We got a new record holder.
Before this week, I'd only seen Diaz pitch on TV on the stream.
Right back up the middle off the bat of Godoy. He finally gets onto the score sheet and drives in Alexis Ion. And JB are threatening now to pull so far in front that we're within sight of the run rule.
They've done a great job so far this game, hitting those base runners in with runners in scoring position. We've had 1 home run only. Lots of timely hitting.
And that's the key word, is timely, right? You can bunch hits together. And that's something that we just missed for a couple of teams here this week. Lots of opportunities, but just couldn't get that timely hit when they needed it. Wanted to go around, but no, says Mike Morrissey on the check. Villavazzo down on strikes in the first, ground ball out in the third.
We've got 2 out here, runners on first and second. 6-1 in the 4th inning. Before the last hit, we were talking about Diaz and his potential to break the record for most consecutive innings.
Most consecutive no-hit innings.
No-hit innings. And I saw him pitch in person this week for the first time, and his drop ball is unbelievable in person, how much it moves.
Yeah, it falls off the table at the plate, but it's coming at you at 88, 89 miles an hour, too. And that's the most impressive part to me is it doesn't look like, and again, we just talked about it with Pitterona when he came out here. Marco was 6'5", 6'6", and the fluidity in his motion, he's so efficient when he comes off the board. It doesn't, he is obviously trying, just doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
And it looks like he could throw it 5 miles an hour harder if he really wanted to.
Yeah. And when you throw that hard, you don't typically get that kind of movement. You know, often the pitches that move the most, they take a little bit off it and they spin it more. But for him to throw it that hard and to move that much is incredible.
Well, it's like Jack Besgrove's rise ball. Drilled out to left field. Pena scores easily, and JB running away with this one now in the 4th inning. This was a real good ball game through 3, but JB piling on the runs here. They've got 3 and counting here in the 4th, and it's now 6-1. And Tehuera Bishop coming up and looking to add to the total.
And they're not doing it here with the long ball, Blair. It's sort of line drive after line drive. Lots of hard hit balls right through the infield, just over the outfield.
Yeah, it's a whole series of singles and doubles. They had the leadoff home run, but since then it's been single, single, triple from Alexis Ion, but single, single, single.
Yeah.
And but they've all been hard hit. A visit to the mound by John Lewis, skipper for the Kegel Black Knights. He nods over to John Hinn. That's a conference, but now 9 batters to the plate with Tewera Bishop coming up here.
Now we've seen Pierce and we've seen Galarza. Do they have a third pitcher, Blair, that would come in potentially?
Not out of that group.
Yeah.
Unless there's somebody hiding some underhand pitching talent that I'm unaware of, and that's entirely possible, but I don't think there's any pitchers here in this group.
Bishop took a good hack at that one. It went straight back behind the backstop.
Manuel Godoy, the runner, out at second. Juan Villavazo at first. Tewera Bishop at the plate. That'll go out of play down the right side.
Damon making sure the ball's good for his pitcher there. Slowing things down a bit.
Yeah, he just needs a bit of a break here. Everything is moving pretty quickly for Lucas Galarza at the moment. Oh, I thought that might one spin back onto the fair territory. That had a ton of spin as it made its way down the first base side. Cue shot off the end of the bat from Tewera Bishop. And again, waiting around for a ball. Come on, Blue. We're not supposed to be doing this. You guys need to do better.
The players will get away with what they can get away with, right?
Absolutely, right? If the Blue are going to let them do it, and they were specifically asked not to do this.
Kegel needs to be careful here. It's the 4th inning. They're down by 6. The go-ahead runs on second base. Sorry, the mercy runs on second base.
And I think he's going, yeah, he went around there because tried to hold back, but the bat crossed the plane as he ducked out of the way. So a big strikeout there for Lucas Galarza to get Kegel Black Knights out of the inning. But JB sent, they sent 9 to the plate. They scored 4, leave a couple aboard, and now this commanding 7-1 lead will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. A big top of the 4th for JB. A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Leading up to the bottom of the fourth for Kegel Black Knights will be the second baseman, number 7, Mike Lewis.
So Mike Lewis, BJ Golick, and Logan Boom. Mike singled, got as far as second in the second.
It's only the 4th inning, but Kegel has 6 runs to make up. They're probably feeling a bit of pressure here to get things going.
Well, they're in real danger, Aaron, of falling below the run-ahead rule here. As you said, that 6-run differential, if that gets to 7 over the next inning and a half, it will be game over. Up and in from Rona.
Both of these teams have had really good tournaments to get themselves to this point. It's been a really tough ISC tournament this year. Lots of the teams, I think, are so evenly matched. Even these two teams, you know, the score right now is a bit far apart. But
Chopper on the infield to Hopper, and just the smoothness of Ismael Pena out there at short. I really love watching this team play defense. Commented on that, and I had this little conversation with Bob Berger as well. Their defense kept them in that game with Hill United because there were a lot of hard-hit balls.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and I was very impressed by their defense and their composure. They hung around with Hill for a really long time.
Yeah, that game was in doubt all the way to the end. Pop up here on, well, that's going to get out of play. I thought maybe they might have a shot at that over on the third base side, but well out of play. BJ Golick at the plate laid down a real nice sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Up and in from Rona. Pitt is not the only Rona here. His dad, Brad, reached Legends. Well, was always a legend. Let me rephrase. He's here in the Legends tournament. Brad Rona, along with Patty Shannon, Jared Martin, Marty Grant.
Yeah, they've thrown quite a good team together on the Legends side.
There's a number of... It's almost like a Black Sox reunion tour with the Canada Maccabi squad of Vancouver. Conrad Margolis helping to put that squad together. Golick just punches this out to left, and it'll fall in front of Alexis Ion. Kegel have had the base runners, Aaron. They just, other than in the first when they strung together 3 hits, or 2 hits and a walk at least, they haven't really been able to bunch anything at all.
No, they've had some hits here and there. They're hitting the ball hard. You know, they just haven't been able to cash in the runners in scoring position, and neither team's really relying on home runs in this game. It's just been hard hit balls.
Timely hitting by JB and the lack thereof by the Kegel Black Knights. Logan Boom. That one's in for a strike.
Boom is the 9 hitter for Kegel. About to turn the lineup over here.
Yeah, they need to get Kimlinger up with a couple of guys aboard. But a great changeup from Pitterona has Logan Boom. And a second-generation player, Logan Boom. Dad, BJ, is, I believe it's his dad, is on the roster here. He's actually been, I think, with the scorebook right at the gate. Yesterday, he was sitting in that exact same spot, and somebody lined a drive. It was a left-handed hitter who laced something, was laid on it, and it right into that open door. BJ went backwards. The book went flying.
Oh, wow.
It was a yard sale. And the changeup again, way out in front, is Logan Boom. Boy, that is a devastating pitch.
It really is. You know, when you're getting ready for a pitch that's well into the 70s, you know, you have to be ready pretty early. You have to be geared up, ready to go. And I always thought that those pitchers that can throw that good changeup have such an advantage, because how do you lay off it?
Steve Mullally sat in your chair a few years ago. As
There
this
we
one
go.
is drilled out to center, that's going to one-hop the fence. Kimlinger up to second, and B.J. Gullick will arrive at third. And talked about wanting runners on base for Frank Kimlinger. He delivers here with a double. So they bunched two together. Can they get one more out of the order and maybe get a couple of runs aboard with Tom Check coming to the plate?
We only have one out here. Runners on second and third.
Just to finish the story, Steve Mullally sat in that chair a couple of years ago and just outright stated he would like to see the changeup outlawed from the game. I seconded the motion, quite honestly.
I would third that motion. I don't like hitting changeups either.
Misses downstairs. I don't know anybody who does, honestly. Pitchers, yeah, they love to throw them, but nope.
The pitcher for Sandlot had a really nice changeup earlier today.
And Eric Chaparro is known as a rise ball pitcher, but boy, did he really put that to good effect today in the game against the Georgian Bay Giants. One of the best games I've seen Eric throw, and that's coming off the loss last night to the Gremlins, where he went pitch for pitch with Jack Besgrove for 5 innings last night.
Not many people can say that.
No, that was a real competitive outing from Eric Chaparro. Right back at it today, and an outstanding 7-inning shutout for Eric Chaparro. Rona falling behind Tom Check. In for a strike.
This feels like a really big at bat. 2 out, 2 runners on.
It is, but I'm amazed, honestly, Aaron, at kind of the silence from both benches here. I mean, there's a little bit of noise from Kegel, nothing from over here on the first base side from JB. And ball 4, bases loaded now. And Jeff Lewis at the plate. He's the best hitter for Kegel. And, boy, there's a great opportunity for the Knights to get right back into the game here with one swing from Jeff Lewis.
This is a big moment in this game. We have bases loaded. We have 2 outs. We have their best hitter up. This is sort of what you come to the ball diamond for, right?
This could be the ball game right here. Rona just kind of served that one in, it almost looked like. 60, the changeup. So starting with the changeup. And we've seen that a number of times, both in the Georgian Bay game as well as in the Toronto game, too, where starting guys with changeups.
Yeah.
And then comes back with the hard stuff, and he gets up 0-2 very quickly on Jeff Lewis. Todd Martin has said numerous times over the years, Hall of Fame pitcher Todd Martin, pitching coach for Jenna Kyra on the Canadian women's team. If you don't throw your changeup at any count, if you don't have the confidence to do that, then you don't have a changeup. So if you're throwing it opening pitch, if you're throwing it 3-0, 3-2, you've got confidence in your changeup. Comes again with the hard stuff. Lewis looked skyward. He was right on that pitch and fouled it straight down.
Yeah, he wants that one back.
Jeff had a hard hit single in the third. He got as far as third, but was stranded there. But this is the best opportunity that Kegel's had to try and draw closer. Shopper out to Villavazo, and it gets through as the hop stayed down. 2-run score, and getting the wave to come around is Tom Check. And all 3 runs come across as Jeff Lewis capitalizes on maybe a bit of a topspin bounce on Villavazo. He's going backwards, not forwards. You've got to come after that ball, not backpedal.
Yeah, there was some good base running there right at the end. The right fielder just hesitated a little bit, dropped the ball as he was picking it up, and it just gave that one opportunity for the third base runner to score.
Yeah, John Lewis had the stop sign up and then all of a sudden was waving him home. So Tom Check comes all the way from first to score. BJ Gullick and Frank Kimlinger also aboard. And here's a little bleeder on, and boy, nothing you can do. Pittarona had no play on it. Diaz was well back. It was too far forward for Teruera Bishop to go get it. And Mr. Momentum, who likes to change horses mid-race, had double checking it. Sam Neiman at the plate. And he fouls off from Pittarona.
This has become quite the inning, Blair. We had 9 batters for JB, and now we've got 9 batters for Kegel.
Yeah, usually it's the first couple of innings that really are drawn out, and these settle. Chopped foul at the plate, and not sure if that went off the foot of Kimlinger or not. He kind of staggered after the swing. 5 for JB. Pena fouls this one into the screen.
So last inning, Galarza struck out the side after facing 9 batters the inning before.
And this one to the screen, but a fortuitous bounce for Tyler Booley. If sometimes, Aaron, if it hits that padding down at the bottom, it might shoot one way or the other, or if it just hits the concrete edge one way or the other. But by and large, it's been true off the mesh.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was a base runner and it was going to the mesh, I don't think I'd be going. It's more likely to be favorable if it's a lower pitch that misses.
Yeah, we've seen a couple that have hit right on the top of the blue padding, and then they've kicked 10 feet up in the air, and the runner's been able to score easily. Zach Pierce, just out of your frame, he's throwing down the left field line. Pena, a line drive to left, a fly ball to left, and then walked and scored, and he'll foul this one out of play.
For those joining partway through, Pierce started the game, went a couple innings before being replaced by Galarza.
Yeah, just 2 innings for Zach Pierce. Galarza on top of the third. Strike 3, down goes Ismael Pena. Can't pull the trigger. 5th strikeout, make it 6 for Galarza since coming on.
That will be the right fielder, number 52, Manuel Godoy.
Here's Jeff Lewis, and that's going to be it for Lucas Galarza. Zach Pierce will make his way back in. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. This is a gutsy move.
It is, especially since Galarza has been doing well the past couple innings.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, I've got to admit. We'll take a break, and we'll come back after Zach Pierce finishes his warm-ups.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. It's the local kid who wins it.
Swing and a miss. Jarvis, 3-peats.
Here comes the throw to the plate.
fans, Shane Bowen has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Finally, it's out on the first, and the Canine Chiefs back to
And this one is over as Matt Palazzo will end it in style. And start spreading the news, Joe Todd. It's New York, ISC world champions back-to-back.
And this one is laced out to right, way back, and it's caught! Nico Carrillo catches it at the fence! The Hill United Chiefs are world champions!
So Zach Pierce back in action to face Manuel Godoy. Galarza, a rough fourth, but looked really good in the fifth, striking out the side. The single, which has reached third by Cesar Rodriguez, partly helped by an error. But maybe they just didn't like the matchup with Manuel Godoy, seeing Galarza for the third time around.
Could be. JB is entering the heart of their order. We've got Godoy, Galarzo, Bishop coming up next. Galarza had been through the order twice in full, I think.
Yeah, and that's it, right? Like, this would have been his third time seeing Manuel Godoy and vice versa. And ball four, Godoy works a walk. So 2 out, 2 aboard, and Juan Villavazzo will get another look at Zach Pierce. Pierce got him in the first inning. And the changeup. Wow, I'm going to put that on a loop. Everybody is throwing a multitude of changeups here today.
Yeah.
Was it changeup day and nobody told me?
Nobody told me either, Blair, but that was another really good one. I don't know Pierce to throw a ton of changeups, do you?
Well, I would say it's his second best pitch. The rise ball is normally his go-to pitch, but that pitch didn't look that great for him early in the outing, did it? Like, he went through the first 2 innings, and both of us remarked when he came out that, you know, just didn't look like Zach's day.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a nice play.
Handled over there by Mike Lewis down to one knee. Turns and spins and gets his counterpart Juan Villavazzo. JB, strand 2 in the top of the 6th. Will go to the home half with the Kegel Black Knights on a bit of a charge. 4 runs in the last 2 innings. What have they got over their final 2 at-bats?
For Jamie in the top of the 6th, the ones, over, 2 left on. Picking up the 11-6 for Kegel Black Knights will be the first baseman number 1, Jeff Lewis.
Well, I don't know about you, Aaron, but after all that, I would love one of those acai bowls or a smoothie or something from Heal Wellness. If somebody is listening, they wanted to bring me one, I would be thrilled with a smoothie.
Yeah, it's a pretty warm day here.
That was from the Charlottetown location with Jeff Ellsworth, where he's got that location out there with Heal Wellness.
Okay.
They're all across Canada, apparently looking to get into the U.S.
Nice.
There's one in Hamilton. There's one down in Oakville, too. We have some friends who live down in Oakville, so we're down there on the semi-regular. And that is a busy spot, that Heal Wellness shop. in downtown Oakville. Some great places there.
Nice to see them doing well. Nice to see them supporting the broadcast.
Yeah, we do thank all of our sponsors that help us bring the game to you. Swing and a miss by Jeff Lewis.
Blair and I were watching one of the commercials that showed all of the different ISC championship celebrations, and you can really tell by watching that video how well the quality of the broadcast has improved over the years. It's pretty incredible to watch.
It is, and I mean, I look back at that and I think, okay, 2009 we were using a TriCaster that we owned, which was state-of-the-art in about 2003, and we used that for a number of years, and it was kind of self-done. We brought in a company in 2015, and that was the upgrade to, I guess you would call it HD. It was 720p HD back in the day. And now just the things we've been able to do over the years, and bringing on and working people to work with Luciano Lafrano and Softball Premier TV. As ball 4 and nearly throwing that into the scorekeeper's tent was Jeff Lewis. He winged the bat, and I thought, oh man, I hope that drops before it hits the screen. And it just did. It thumped into the blue padding right in front of the scorekeeper's tent over by the third base side.
Yeah, those poor ladies sitting in the tent could have got a surprise there.
Oh, that would have put them off their kibble for sure. My goodness. I was just about to say, too, that JB had the bullpen active down the right side. And
here we go.
Well, we're going to get another re-entry here as Max Montero is going to come back in. Boy, this is 2 pitching re-entries. You don't often see this.
No.
I don't know where Brad Kilpatrick is if he's not available today. He did pitch yesterday. But Max and... Okay, now we've got some confusion over who they called for because Max made his way out here, but they actually did want Brad Kilpatrick. So Max, he's less than amused, let's say, about walking all the way out here. Pitterona will make his way off the field. So it will be Brad Kilpatrick, the lefty, not Max Montero re-entering. That's a whole other story I was going to tell, but can't now. But we'll take another break, and we'll be back after Brad Kilpatrick finishes his warm-up tosses. Let's go. Play ball. All right, well, Pitterona, who had made his way to the dugout, he
Going to play outfield?
is going to go play left field, I guess, because he's the designated player. They want to keep his bat in the lineup. Alexis Ian has moved over to second base, and I wonder if something's happened with Juan Villavazo that's caused all of this. I'm guessing that's what it is, and might explain a couple of things because he hasn't looked himself today, to be honest. But anyway, Alexis Ian is now over to second base. Pitterona is in left field. And Brad Kilpatrick to face Tyler Damon and in for a strike. Brad pitched yesterday for
Now
JB
pitching,
in their win.
number 22, Bradley Kilpatrick.
You don't often see pitchers playing in left field, but I know Peter Rona is able to play in the outfield, as I've seen it before.
Yeah, Pitta is definitely multi-tool. He's one of those guys actually who, a little bit like Ty Sebastian, has picked up pitching and concentrated on that a little bit later. Ian past a diving second baseman. Down to third goes Jeff Lewis. And it's funny how you move players around in the field and the ball seems to find them right away. Alexis Ian coming onto the infield and immediately has to try and go dive after a ball just out of his reach. And back-to-back base hits. Kilpatrick pitched against STK and a complete game, well, not complete rather, but 6 full innings, and back-to-back base hits as Booley right back up the middle. Those two have played together in the past, so they're quite familiar with each other.
Now we've got first and third again.
Well, we did say that the score was going to change, didn't we?
We did. And Kegel continues to have some offensive momentum here. They're only down by 1. Blair and I were talking about, the run rule several innings ago.
I will learn my lesson not to ever bring that up again. So we've got a change here as BJ Boom will come to the plate for Sam Neiman. And in for a strike.
Now batting, number 3, Michael Jamieson.
Well, it's BJ Boom. He's wearing Michael Jamieson's uniform. I know that's what's got our PA announcer confused. It got me confused in the first game I've done with Kegel. I've done more Kegel games this week than I think I've had the opportunity to over the last 3-4 years.
So we have BJ Boom, and a couple batters from now we've got Logan Boom.
Yeah, I'm BJ the dad, Logan the son. Second generation players. More of that family generational that we talked about. And a swing and a miss here. Down goes BJ. That's just the first out of the inning. Still runners on the corners, already a run in. It's 7-6 for
number 7,
JD.
Mike Lewis.
Mike Lewis has hit the ball hard his last 2 at-bats. Well, last 3 because he was single, ground out, single, and scored in the 5th. In tight on the hands. Lewis, assistant coach at Virginia Tech. Brad Kilpatrick, an assistant coach at the University of Washington.
Both two very strong women's programs on the university circuit.
Well, and this is, I'll be quite honest, I don't follow the women's game all that closely, but I will say this, and this is what people tell me, the influence of men's fast pitch players into the women's college game is really pervasive. Obviously, the prime example is Mike White down in Texas. Robbie Schweier is over at UCLA.
Yep.
We just mentioned these two guys. Huemo Mata is also at Virginia Tech. Gullick never takes a full swing at anything, but he really seems to make decent contact. He's never going to hit it out of the park, but he just dumps the ball over the infield and gets base hit after base hit.
Single is all you need here to get a run in or 2. depending on where it's placed.
They are a well-placed single away from taking the lead, as improbable as that sounds in this one.
Yeah, they've turned this into quite the ball game.
They were down 7-1 after the top of the fourth. They've clawed back to within one here in the sixth with the bases loaded and just one out. Gullick singled, scored in the fourth. And he's popped this one out to Pittarona in left, tagging. And we got ourselves a tie ball game. Tyler Damon slides around the tag. It was a good throw from Pittarona, but believe it or not, we got ourselves a tie ball game. What a great bit of hitting here by B.J. Gullick, just deep enough out to left. He went down and got the drop ball. Rona sets up well for it, but beating the throw, Tyler Damon, and it is 7-7.
Brand new ball game here, folks.
So they're sending Booley back to second just for the moment while we figure out who the replacement runner should be. It's Tyler Damon, of all people.
Huh.
Well, he would be the last available batter.
Yep.
Because Booley himself is on base. So that makes sense, because he's the batter immediately prior, although Brad Kilpatrick, who knows a thing or two about this stuff, is going to just inquire about whether that is actually right. But as I look at my card here, Damon scored, Booley's on base, and it's not always the second out necessarily, but it could be that it's B.J. Boom actually, because he went in for Sam Neiman, so they might have to either re-enter.
Yeah, I think that's
well, you can re-enter here, but it's B.J. Gullick actually who, no, it's not B.J. Gullick, is it? Yeah, it is B.J.
21.
Gullick. So it's B.J. Gullick who had the sac fly. Okay, that makes sense. He would be the last available batter. Yeah, Damon, that wouldn't have made sense either now that I think about it. It's Gullick. They're right.
And we've got the other Boom at the plate. Logan Boom, the 9 batter, just about to turn the lineup over here.
And he had an RBI single in the 5th. So can he stay hot for Kegel? Swing and a miss here. Lefty versus lefty.
I think we've had more hits in this game, Blair, than we had all day yesterday.
Oh, it would not surprise me. I mean, we're up to 22, 23 base hits in this game. It's astounding. And this game just as entertaining as those 2 1-0 games that came immediately prior.
Mm-hmm.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, but 2 aboard for the Kegel Black Knights. And that's fouled out of play on the left side.
The crowd here has been building as this game has gone on.
We've got 2 winter bracket semifinals coming up tonight that we're going to bring you on Softball Premier TV and the ISC network. Immediately after this one, Hill United Chiefs and the Northeast Drillers. And just off the glove, Kegel are going to take the lead here unbelievably, improbably in the bottom of the 6th. Logan Boom, the 9 batter, comes through with another RBI single. I just have to chuckle at the outcome of this game. We thought maybe that JB had this tucked away after taking a 7-1 lead in the top of the 4th. The Kegel Black Knights never say die. They have come back from a 7-1 deficit, chipped away, and have made it 8-7 here in the 6th.
And now they've got the top of the order up with 2 out, 2 runners on. I'm sure they'd like to cash in a couple more the way this game has been going.
Aaron, go all the way back to one of the first games of the tournament on Saturday, and JB were playing Townsend Tide on the front diamond. And in that game, Townsend Tide had an 8-1 lead. They were an out or two away as this one down to third, and tagging the base over there with his bare hand is Junior Flores. They get out of the inning. Kegel Black Knights score 3. They've got the lead. Can you believe it? It is 8-7 and 3 outs to get for Kegel to be winners here in this elimination bracket game.
The only time they've led all day is right now, and they're 3 outs away from taking the game. Unbelievable.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Aaron, you said it before we went to break. JB losing for the first time in the game. They're down to their final 3 outs here. We're incredibly, we've made it to the top of the 7th inning. Never thought we'd get here at one point, but 3 outs, and Zach Pierce re-entering the game could be the winner here for the Kegel Black Knights. What a twist of events in this one.
Yeah, what a tough situation for JB, although they come out swinging here.
Tawera Bishop hammers that one right back up the middle for a leadoff single. And we're going to get a pinch runner here for Pena. This is Randy Baez. We saw him in the game yesterday. So I went over and I asked all the JB folks, I said, fellas, Randy Baez, what do I need to know? Well, he's 19 years old. He's very youthful looking.
He is very youthful looking.
He comes up to Pitterona's waist.
He does look like a speed upgrade over Bishop, I will say.
There's no doubt about that.
Now batting, first baseman, number 24, Erwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz.
Oh.
And that is bobbled all the way around by Sam Neiman. Hard hit ball, but Sam Neiman can't come up with it. And JB are not going quietly.
No. Both of these teams have just been hitting the ball hard. So many infielders have had balls hitting off of various parts of their body this game.
That's a rocket, but that's a play that Sam Neiman wants to make every single time it's right at him.
Yeah.
So an error on the play. Junior Flores to the dish, has hit the ball hard twice and then struck out in the 5th. Take you all the way back to the 2nd inning, the last time he saw Pierce, and he hit a rocket out at Logan Boom in center field. Skipped in, and a good job by Tyler Booley to keep that in front of him.
So we have nobody out here. Kegel is leading the game for the first time in the game and is 3 outs away from winning. JB is not going away quietly here.
And a good cut by Junior Flores. No, this one far from over.
No, exactly.
Already had one extra inning game today. It ended on a solo home run, Toronto Batman eliminating JDT 1-0. A big cut. Flores fouled that back out of play. Tried to put them up by 3 with that swing. Pierce back on the board. You see the signs being flashed, and that is fouled off that leg guard. Or maybe it got him a little higher up on the knee. He's going to flex that left knee a little bit.
So those joining us partway through, Pierce started this game, went a couple innings, had a mid-game break, and has come back to finish it off here. He's done well since he's been back in.
Just fouled down the left side, keeping a foot on the bag. Tyler Damon ever alert, trying to get that out if he could. Frankie Billingsley will adjust the bag and get it back square. Randy Baez is running for Tawera Bishop out at second. Edwin Diaz at first. And upstairs to Flores.
Now both teams were a little quiet early in the game. That is not the case right now. It's getting pretty loud as teams are sensing the moment.
Well, we thought that the moments were coming in the fourth, and they certainly did. Both teams piled up runs in that fourth inning, but this is the game now. Hard shot out to Lewis, to 2 for 1. Back to first, call it 2. A real snazzy double play for the Kegel Black Knights. Baez, the tying run is up to third, but now they just have got one out to get.
That was a really nice turn. Quick hands there by the shortstop.
Lewis to Neiman and back to first. No doubt about that. A real sharp looking double play.
So JB is now down to their last out. Pittarona up to bat. He pitched the middle innings for JB. Now he's moved out to left field.
What a stunning turn of events here for Kegel Black Knights. What a comeback this could be if they're able to secure this. Pittarona. And remember, Aaron, he hit one to deep right field, too, to the track. And went hard after this one and fouled it straight back.
JB has the tying run on third base and the pinch runner. Pitta needs a single here to keep this game going.
Off the plate. 2-1 to Pittarona. You get a good look at the big man from North Harbor. And he dumps this one out into left. Oh, that hit the ground, did it? And we got ourselves a tie ball game.
That was a real nice try out in left field, and you have to try to dive for it. You know, that's the ball game if you catch it, and he was able to keep it knocked down, so no damage done.
100%. Tom Check comes within about 3 inches of making the game-ending catch, but clearly it bounces into his glove. We got ourselves a tie ball game. 8-8. There it is up on your screen. Pittarona keeps the season alive for JB. Could we get any more drama in this game?
Lots of drama. So we got Cesar Rodriguez. He's the 9-hitter for JB. Alexis Aon is the hottest hitter for JB. He's on deck.
Cesar reached on an error in the second, singled in the 6th. Rona is going to go first to third, head first slide, and he's in safely up to second base. On the throw goes Cesar Rodriguez. Pittarona turned on the Jets going around second base. The head first slide. And when Pittarona gets a head first slide, he starts about halfway from the base.
Now it fast.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of sand on his body now. That slide.
This JB team does not want to go away. And this is the guy you want at the plate. 3 for 4, couple of RBIs, 3 RBIs, couple runs scored. He's as hot as anybody in the tournament right now. Alexis Ion. High hopper, Mike Lewis will come to get that, to get Kegel Black Knights out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 8. What a ball game here. The Kegel Black Knights and JB, just outstanding stuff here at the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
3 hits. Oh my, 3 hits. And 2 left off.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime.
And the score
Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
There's a look into the Kegel Black Knights dugout. Tom Check, Jeff Lewis, Tyler Damon. We were just looking at the scoring row for Tom Check here today. Single scored in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 4th, struck out in the 5th. If the pattern holds, he should get on base and score here in the bottom of the 7th. And I'm going to make the prediction, Aaron, I said it off air, I'll say it on. If he gets on, Kegel wins.
We will see. Either way, this has been one heck of a ball game for both teams. In total, we've caught 30 hits in this ball game, which I have not seen in a long time at the ISCs.
And right back up the middle, there's the hit from Tom Check. He rounds first and will come back to the bag. So we'll see how this turns out. People who listen to Outside the Chute know that my predictions are not worth betting on. So Jeff Lewis singled in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 6th. Jeff got them close with that single in the 4th inning. He cleared the bases with that. He's looking down for a sign from Dad John Lewis. A strike on the outside corner. I can't believe they might be taking the bat out of the hands of John. But you only need one.
Yeah.
You don't need to win by 4 in the bottom.
Oh.
Thought about the bunt. They're going to ask, and yes, he did, says Frankie Billingsley from out at second base where she is on the rotation. The bat goes through the zone when you're running through. That is a strike. Chases the rise ball. Great pitch from Brad Kilpatrick to get the very dangerous Jeff Lewis.
So now we're at 1 out, runner on first base. This is the last chance here for Kegel.
With 1 out.
Well, it's a tie game. Last chance to win it.
Last chance to win it this inning.
Yeah.
That's chopped foul by
Number 0, Tyler
Damon. Damon walked in the first, singled in the third, singled in the fourth, singled in the sixth. 3 for 3 actually. Been on base 4 times. Scored in the sixth as well. A terrific afternoon for Tyler Damon.
A lot of these hits for Kegel haven't been anything crazy. You know, they've just been bat on ball, nice line drives just over the infield. That's all you need.
Singles and doubles, singles and doubles. I don't even think they've had a triple today. And that one is well upstairs. Just looking through my book really quickly, I don't see even a triple for Kegel today. That one misses down low. And skies this one, but that'll get out of play on the left side. Everybody on the Kegel bench up on the fence.
All the fans that showed up for the semifinal games are getting a bonus showing here.
Well, they're really being treated to an absolutely terrific showing. Biting my tongue. Damon, big rip, fouls this one straight back to the screen. And a hard hit ball by Tyler Damon. He's got 4 hits on the day. Going first to third is Tom Check.
That was good hustle there by Tom Check.
Just reaching out to take that pitch the opposite way. And now here's Bob Berger. He's coming out onto the field. I think he's motioning for Pittarona to come back in. He is. Brad Kilpatrick will make his way off the diamond. We'll take a break while Pittarona re-enters, and we'll reset the defense for JB. Stay with us here. This one's a little closer to the end than it was a few minutes ago, but it might not be either.
Do you need a reliable supply of products to run your business? Are you tired of having to deal with multiple suppliers to get everything you need? Absolute Business Supply is your dedicated, full-service business supply partner offering over 400,000 products and unmatched customer service. At ABS, we aren't just selling products. We offer a commitment to building meaningful relationships with our customers, getting to know your business goals so we can provide the best possible solutions for your needs. Find us on the web at absolutebusinesssupply.ca and let us get it for you.
Now checking in. Number 16, Peter Rona.
Yeah.
Number 35,
Pitterona back in relief. He's the 6th pitcher, if you want to, not the 6th, he's the 4th pitcher of the day. Max Montero started, Rona came on, then Brad Kilpatrick, and now Rona, who went out to left field, and for precisely this reason, so they could keep him in the game if needed. He needs to get 2 outs without allowing Tom Check to be the winning run. He needs probably a strikeout. He's going to face Sam Neiman. That one is down in the dirt.
Yeah, he's got 1 out. Bases are loaded, so no room for walking anybody here.
Nope, you can't. Yeah, Booley, correct me if I'm wrong, they put Booley on intentionally, right? He did not get a bat here. And that's a smart move, the way he's been swinging the bat. You need to go after Sam Neiman and then take your chances with Mike Lewis. Or maybe you get a double play here if you're really lucky. In for a strike.
Yeah, Kegel's into the bottom part of their order now, but they've been getting contributions from everybody in this game.
Well, Lewis and Gullick and Logan Boone, 7, 8, 9, have driven in more than a couple of runs. They've scored a couple of runs. It really is a team effort here for the Kegel Black Knights. And that's it. A diving play by Junior Flores, but that's all he can do is knock it down. And the Kegel Black Knights walk this one off in the bottom of the 7th, 9-8. Look at Flores. He's got no play. He's got no. All he could do was knock it down. He had nothing.
He had nothing
there. What a stunning comeback for the Kegel Black Knights. JB did this on opening day. They were down 8-1, came back and won 10-8, but their tournament ends on a stunning comeback by the Kegel Black Knights, 9-8, your final. What a game, Aaron Durant, that you picked to come join us in the broadcast booth.
Anytime a game's going to turn out like this one, I'm happy to join you. Thanks for having me, and have a good rest of your night, Blair.
Thank you very much. Coming up, the Hill United Chiefs will take on the Northeast Drillers in one of the 2 winter bracket semifinals that we're going to bring you on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network. Stay tuned for that one with myself and Peter Labardius coming up. Thanks for being with us. What a game.